So the TAD definition or TAD configuration required in order to bring the accounts account what you call the information in the PRs and the POs. When you are creating the PR or PO, for the PR we need a charge account and variance account. The variance account, similarly in the PO also we have a three kind of accounts are there. So to handle these accounts, to give some information for those PRs and POs, this transaction account definition setup is needed. So this in this transaction account definition, you can see these are the five account combinations: accrual account, charge account, destination charge, destination variance, and variance account. So if you want to define or configure this one, this accrual account will we are going to pick up, I mean we are going to pull or pick from account combination rule. So basically first one is mapping sets. Mapping set, whether if it is mandatory or not, it is not mandatory. But if you want to derive each segment wise the account combination, then first we are creating the mapping set. That mapping set we are linking to the accounting rule, and then that account rule we are bringing into the TAD transaction account definition. So in this one, my segment rules. In my charge account, there are three segment rules: department, account, intercompany. So these things, see here there are two options. Either you can write account combination rule, single one, or you can write multiple account rule for department, multiple account rule for account, and the different account for intercompany. So when you are written the like that, this department account rule, the data you can bring from mapping sets or constant value. There are like three to four options are there. But if you want to bring multiple variations of account combination, account inputs, then you will go for mapping set. So that mapping set we are linking to the account rule, and then this account rule we can bring under the department. Studies like individually you are bringing each segment wise what is the account. So we don't want to go like this only. I want to go only account rule combination, then you can use this one, and you can use multiple also. Means account rule, suppose here department account intercompany is there. So I wanted to bring multiple data or some complex accounts from for the intercompany. Remaining these two can be handled by my accounting rule. That also it will be possible. Okay. So more or less the what is the conclusion of this transaction account definition is, once you define this, then this particular transaction account definition we are adding to the subledger application. In the subledger application, we are enabling this TAD has to apply for my PRs and POs. So this way the transaction account definition will work and will bring the these combination of charge accounts. So you got something or nothing?
Yeah, yeah, I got it.
So now we'll go by step by step. What is accrual account? So already we define. So if you want, you can define what you call new one also. So very simple. So, so usually in each instance we can't find out this many tags. You can find out maximum one or two. But because this is the demo instance, so people are deriving or defining lot of tags. That is what you can find more number of tags here. So first foremost step is go to mapping set. So I'm not creating any new tab, just I am telling how to create mapping set and how to link this mapping set to accounting rule, and that account rule how we are going to link with TAD. Okay. Now for simple mapping set I'm creating. So click on plus. So here we'll see R01 charge account, some name, anything, account mapping set. So short name R01 CRMAPPSCT. Okay. So output type, it is the account combination or segment or value set. So account combination means for complete COA structure. In the COA, for example, you have a 6 segments. For all 6 segments, if you want to make one single mapping set, then you can select as accounting combination. If we select segment means the charge account, it may contain 5 or 6 or 3. In our example, only 3 is there. So segment wise, if you want to make a mapping set, you can go for segment. Value set means under that particular COA, if you are creating the COA, we are creating value sets. So value set and value set values, then creating structure instance. So these are the 4 to 5 combinations will be there in the COA. If you want to make your mapping set based on the value set, you can select this one. So I'm selecting account combination means all segments of the COA. I want to make one single mapping set. So select this, select a place, select the search here. Mhm. Account combination. Okay. Account combination of what? So this account combination you can create any of these sorts, but time being this account combination we don't know what source we need to select. So let us go for segment one, means individual. Okay. So what is the input source here? Click on plus. What is here also same input source. So my uh, what is the input source here? Mhm. Is also I check long back. I am not understanding what you have to do there. So mapping set segment also it is not there. If we go value set, what will happen? Click on plus. Need to see my old one. I'm not understanding what we need to select here. Long back we check that. So if we go for PO charge account, accounting combination, input sources, chart of account, then this one. Okay. So segment wise also you can select. Shift to organization, value set, then combination. Mhm. So mapping set we forgot or what? Okay, so R01 charge account mapping. R01. See, for myself also I'm struggling. What is this one? Why we have this many things? If you're not doing anything, very tough, man. Okay, so let us take a buyer or uh, deliver to location. Okay, so automatically value set came. So for this deliver to location, they have given the value set of this and chart of accounts. Anything, just example I'm telling. So this chart of accounts will come from where? From ledger. Then here under this deliver to location, if we click on place, see deliver to locations will be pulling from the value set. So if this is the my deliver to location, so system has to pull my COA structure is whatever I'm selecting here. Similarly, if my deliver to location where in the PR or PO, if this is ALB, then my combination is this one. So this way you have to make your own set of mapping sets, either accounting combination or we have a segment combination, value set combination. Okay. So like this, if you make your what you call mapping set, then later save and close. Save and close. The next one is accounting rule. In this accounting rule, based on mapping set, I wanted to bring my chart of accounts. This is also R01 charge account combination. I'm bringing charge account. So there are a lot of options. So so this chart of account, it would be whatever chart of account you selected in the where in the mapping set. The chart of account once you select, then system will pull the mapping set. Otherwise, it won't pull. Procurement, transaction accounting rules, mapping sets. So my mapping set is R01. So you have to select this BMR COA. Go here, BMR COA. Search instruction. BMR COE. It is not showing. Name only are given, right? Oh, we have to give a space. Hmm. Next, so here these are the rules. Click on plus. Here system will give option. Either not to make it out your account combination using account rule constant mapping set. So I want to make it out using my mapping set. Select here and R01. So this is the one. And if you want to write, you can write the lot of conditions here on what basis it has to trigger those things and all. That will be very complex, so I am not touching that. So click on save. First mapping set, then accounting rule, then after finishing this, go to last one. This going back and forth. Again, go to procurement. Mapping set, if you say mapping set, mapping sets are there for all modules. So if you are not going this particular navigation, you will be wind up with some other mapping sets. So mapping sets are there for finance, procurement, like that. There are similar mapping sets will be there, cost accounting, all those things. So now account rule done, mapping set done. Then last one is transaction account definitions. So in this one, click on plus. I'm not creating fully, just I'm telling how to do this. Okay, so provide short name and all everything. Then you select your whatever name you are given. So it's not coming still. Why it is not coming? Because we have to select the chart of account here. BMRCOA. BMR. So provide something. Otherwise, see. Now you can go and you can pull. Shh. So now you are able to see, right. So this way you can make all your transaction account types like this. Either you can give one single rule or combination of segment rules as well. So after creation of that, account definition, we need to activate this. Then later, final step is go to again procurement. Is that Again, transaction account definition. Last one is subledger accounting options. So in the subledger accounting options, you have to select your subledger. So whatever chart of account you selected, the chart of account is belongs to which subledger. So we selected BMR, correct?
Yes.
We need to find out what is the ledger for that. So for that, go to procurement, organization structure, or ledger, financial reporting structure, manage. I don't think so. We'll find out like this. So here BMR. So my ledger is this one. So go here, copy that, search. So in this area, where to select purchasing. Okay. So here you just edit these accounting options. So we have to select your transaction account definition. Click on search. Whatever accounting transaction you want, you can select here. So after that, so requisition and purchase orders. So these things and all no need to change. Save and close. So this way your TAD will be mapping to the subledger options. So once you map this way, then in the PR, when you are creating PR or PO, system will pull the transaction account definition of the chart of account or accrual account or variance account, anything. Okay.
Yeah, got it.
So you make it out something like okay. See, if you are thorough with this one, at least some in-depth way, then some with like 2 to 3 years of experience, somehow you can crack your interview. Thorough means like fully.
French.
Okay. Now in the overview, see creation of user assigning role to the user. For example, just each and every way, each and every overview I'm giving some example. So this way at least it will strike in your mind. See creation of users. So why we need to create the users everywhere? Whenever if you are reading something, you have to make why. You have to make a cross question why we are doing this one. So similarly, creation of users. So creation of users, what is the purpose? So usually in any organization you can take, there are business users and non-business users. Business users are two kind of things. One is permanent employees or contingent workers, or I mean contingent nothing but it is the temporary employees. Similarly, non-business users. Non-business users are nothing but admins. So who will creating the configurations, those functional users, and these users are non-business users with respect to company, with respect to any project, any what you call client. See, client nothing but any kind of company. Generally, if you take your company, they have the admin users. These users are not business user, right? Which are not at all part of business, but those users are required to do something like admin activities, creating the users, assigning the rules, assigning the policies. All this the kind of stuff will be taken care by those guys. So similarly here, non-business user nothing but admins or functional users. Okay, next one, assigning the roles to the user. So these assigning roles are also will be different. If it is business users, we have to ask these business users belongs to which module, either procurement, inventory, order management, or HCM. There are a lot of things. So as per the module, they they means who? Admin users, IT professional people, IT admin, uh, IT security manager, nothing but admin. These guy will assign the job roles to the required people, they based on their module. Okay, that is called as assigning roles. So these roles will be vary from business users, non-business users. Non-business users means functional users. They have application implementation consultant, manager, administrator, and these things are required for functional users. And business users, based on the module, we are going to find out the different roles. Next, common procurement configurations. What is the common procurement configurations? In order to run your procurement module, what are the configurations which we need? And these configurations will repeat based on how many business units you want. If you want single business unit, these all combinations you can repeat only one time. If you want multiple, you have to repeat these combinations several times. So usually in generic way, if you are doing the implementation project, okay, so first what they will do, whatever configurations they are doing here, based on the configurations, they are going to prepare the BR100 document, business requirement document. So this business requirement document will specifically say each attribute means in the any page, if you take the value, the label, either user or password, so these are the attributes. For that attribute, what is the value has to be present. So those particular information we need to keep into the BR100 documents. So using that BR100 documents and that particular document as a reference to create your configurations in other instances, means sorry, another instance means in the implementation project we have a 4 stages. One is CRP stage. Next one is SIT, system integration testing. Next one is UAT, user acceptance testing. Finally, production. So like that, we have a 4 stages. Okay, so in each stage, they are using the different instances. So for CRP, they may use day one. For SIT, they may use day two. For UAT, they may use testing, and for production, they use production instances. So first in the day one, that is a CRP. So as per the requirement, we are created the configurations, and those configurations we are going to record in the BR100 document. Why? same BR100. By seeing the BR100, we're going to make a configuration in S SATs, similarly in the UAT, and similarly in the production. So that is what everywhere we should have a BR100 document as a reference for configurations. Okay, so for common procurement configurations, what is required? We need to make a location, we need to make a BU. So first, manage locations. Using that, we are going to create the location. After that, when you are creating the BU, system will ask manage business unit. There, when you are creating the BU, system will ask this BU is belongs to which location. So we need to map there. After that, then we need to define the business unit functions. It means that the business unit will do what, whether it is the procurement BU. I'll show that one, or it will be here only. Okay, see, create. This is user creation. So once he got access, he log in with that security, and then these are the roles which we told. What is the significance of each role? Why? What will be the difference between non-business user and business user roles? Now, locations. We created a location here. Plus create. So here you give the country, lines, everything, and submit. Then using manage business unit, we can make it out BU. Under the BU, we can give the location here. And default set, this is the uh, common set. What is the default set is, under the BU, we have a lot of functions. It will act as a, I'll show to you how to that. See, these are the various functions. Act as a customer payments, material, payables, procurement, receiving everything. So once you check the checkbox, what will happen is each checkbox having some significance, and it will pull certain attributes for the to fulfill the requirement. So in this example, what is default set is, if we have under the procurement, let us say simple example, you want to make payment terms, carriers, and FOBs. See, these I have a like a three three or four BUs, whatever you can take an example. So in that four BUs, you want to maintain common values. Common values means same values for all four BUs. I don't want to change anything. I want to utilize this FOBs, carrier, payment term as a common values. Then you go with common set. If you have, if you want to maintain separate values for each and every BU, you can go for your own created common set, own created default set. So you create that, just map that to whichever attributes you are referring. So system will be taking care of those values. So that is the purpose of default set. Then after creation of manage BU, then come to the BU assignment. So these are the functions, whichever checkboxes you are doing, according to the system will behave those functions. So receiving, requisition, procurement. See, it could not be all for only one BU. It could be only one. Minimum is one, maximum is as you wish. So when you're making the functions, we have to map with the ledger and legal entity. So these legal entity and ledger, those are the prerequisites you should have in your hand when you are defining the functions of BU. And as you know, legal entity you can create So legal address you want, just if you have legal address, create the legal entity, use the manage legal entity option. And if you want to create the ledger, you must have a COA, you must have a currency, you must have a accounting method, you must have a what you called periods, not period. It is a period. So these four combinations which you have, then you can make it out ledger. And once you have that, these things you can map with the business functions. And this part is not ours. This part will be given by the financial guys. According to the financial guys, you can map this one to business unit functions. Okay. So after that, set assignment. I am telling right. In this set assignment, see, this is a reference data object. If these particular departments you want to bring common means under your all BUs, you want to maintain common values, same values of department, then you can use the common set here. If you want to maintain separate values and don't want to share those values among your BUs, then you can go for specific data set. See here, USD parts will be added to my PRC. Means I can use or I can see only US departments under PRC. These my US departments, if they create for another BU, they can't see. Why means this data set is being added to me. Okay. And next, service provider relationship. What is a service provider relationship is if you have maintaining two BUs, one is not two BUs. So like procurement as a common across your what do you call the project. One second, man. Procurement is common. Requisitions I want to make a separate each individual BU. So if you want to provide the link between common procurement BU with your business unit requisition BU, so you are going to use the service provider option. Using that, your hub of procurement BU, you can connect to nodes of your requisition. So this way we can avoid recruiting the buyers for each individual BU. And there are a lot of advantage. Similarly, we have a lot of pros and cons will be there. So if you have like that, then you can make service provider like this. And after that, inventory organizations. Inventory organizations you can create from the manage inventory. Everything he has given very detailed, man. I don't know how much you grasped here. So for creating of manage inventory organization, you must have the BU in your hand, legal entity and ledger and these things, location. And after creation of your inventory, just you add your inventory to the location. Okay. So after that, you have to define organization parameters. Why we need to define organization parameters? Because you want to receive the material to inventory. So we have two types of materials. One is service and one is goods.
Goods.
Goods should have a quantity, and those quantity if you want to receive in your locations into your inventory, you must define your organization parameters. In the organization parameters, you can give the what is the schedule operations, all those things here. And this organization parameter is the part of inventory organization creation only. Then after that,
Direct.
huh?
Nothing.
So then after inventory creation over, your BU is over, business functions are over, and legal entity ledger also over, location also over. Then next activity is we need to define what configure your procurement BU. configure your equation BU. And also these common options for payable and procurement. This is for creation of invoice and payments. And you can go for configure procurement BU. Here you need to define some default values. What is the payment term, shipping method, terms, inventory organization, which we have defined. What is the line type, currency, and conversion rates. And these things we already defined. So currency also we defined using ledger, and payment terms also required, shipping method also required. So these things, if you open the procurement area, their system will allow what payment term you want to define, what is the method, freight terms, FOBs, all those things. So after creation of that, just simply came here and just select from the LOV. Okay. And then this is important if you want to make grouping of equations when you are creating the PO or grouping equation lines. So these things based on your requirement, you can check the check boxes. And here you can find two URLs for prospect to supplier and spend authorized. It means that so these two URLs we are giving to the suppliers. So you started your company very recently. You don't know from which supplier you need to buy them raw materials. So what we are going to do? So we are going to give this URLs to the supplier, and we need to ask this their information, like what is their name, company name, when it has been established. So those things they will give, and we are going to review that, and we are going to select whether we are going to deal the business with them or not. So why we have a two here, prospect and spend. Prospective means that person is not a permanent supplier for us. If the supplier is a prospective, we can do the business of RFQs only, request for quotations. Other than that, nothing you can do with the prospective type of suppliers. If it is spend authorized, then you can do entire procurement activity with with him. So that is depends actually. So whenever if the new company, startup companies and new companies are there, that time they will go for prospective. And if they feel, yeah, supplier is a genuine and supplier is giving quality products and supplier is giving marginal rates and what you call instantly as sending the goods and everything will be fine, and then you can convert into the spend authorized. Okay. So next, configure equation. Configure procurement BU, equation BU. These two are mandatory. If these two setups are not there, system won't allow to make any PR or any POs for your setups. Select your equation BU, and here you just select default derivative organization. So default derivative organization means the organization of your inventory which you added to the location. So directly can select here, and line type, for which line type, whether goods or services, and group equation importing. So if you see here, sometimes we are importing the equations from third party system through FBDA. So while loading that particular equations into your Oracle cloud tool, if you want to group those items, group equations imported by, there are a lot of options. If you want to group based on your condition, you can select whatever condition you have. And similarly, we have a descriptive flex fields. If you want to bring more descriptive flex fields, that is a different one. And similarly, you have to define the what is the purchasing. So equation BU, it is pointing to which BU of procurement. That also you have to select here. and these options will be there. Creating orders immediately after equation imports. So you have imported the equations once the PRs has been approved. So once you check the checkbox, what system will do? System will create POs automatically. Don't need to do anything. And next, approval required for buyer modified lines. So whenever buyer will modify something on the PR, when you want to expect the approval trigger has to happen based on the checkboxes. And enable approval override. Okay, enable supplier availability details for internal transfers. Reapproval required for change made during any active approval process. So based on the checkboxes, system will behave differently for different options. Okay, that is for common procurement BU and requisition BU. The next one is common options for payables and procurement. This is mostly used for invoice creations. If this particular system, I mean setup is not there, it won't. System won't allow to make your what invoices. So liability, prepaid account, conversion rate, all those things, which is not our part, but just you have to have some idea what and all attributes we have, which are which things we need to add, all those things here. And click on save and receiving parameters. So if you want to receive the material in inventory organization, for that inventory organization, you need to define your receiving parameters. What is the ship to inspection, ASN control, receipt days, exceeded action. So you expected you given receipt date like today, but you did not get in your material. So what action you are going to take once you exceed the receipt days? Over receipt routings. So receipt routing already you know the delivery standard and inspection. So these are the three routings will be supported by the Oracle. And how to generate your receipt numbers. And RMA, return merchandise authorization. So means, so you found that something damaged in your material after receiving from the supplier. So we want to return that. So what is the receipt routing for RMA action? So all those things we are going to define in the receiving parameters. Next, these are payables. So in order to make the payables, we need to have invoice options, payment options, bank, branch, and then bank account. So these will nobody will ask. So if you are interested, you can go through these things also. Next, banks and all you can create branch, bank branch, all those things, and manage business unit data access, securities. So you created a BU, you have to give the BU as the data access for your roles. So manage business unit data access. So their system will allow what is the username, what is the role, and what is the security context value. So here you given the data access how you are going to do. Manage data access is the setup. From there you can give your access. Next, same thing here repeated. Manage users. So manage users is to view your users or to create the new users. So and while defining your user, you can select what is the person type. I said permanent employee and contingent, and which this guy is belongs to which BU and which job is doing and is reporting to whom. All this information will be there here. And procurement agent. So procurement agent is the mandatory when you want to make the POs for the PRs. So after creating the PRs will come into the processing screen. So in the processing, if you want to what you call push your PRs to PO, you should have procurement agent setup mandatory. So here we have a full and view, manage purchase order, agreements, negotiations like that. You can define that, and then again procurement BU. You can came here. And the transaction account definition we see just couple of minutes back. Mapping set creation, accounting rule creation, and then accounting rule we need to add to the TAD, and then TAD we need to add to the subledger options. And purchasing and self-service procurement. SSP means self-service procurement. How to means it is like no need to select from what you call non-catalog based and item based. So in the page itself, we can see which category based we want to create the item, sorry, create the PRs. Something like a pictorial orientation. If you want to make, you can go for SSP configurations. So here agreements, SSP catalogs you can create. Suppliers, as you know, internal suppliers and prospective and spend. So once you how to create the supplier internally. So using what is that suppliers? Suppliers is the task. So here address and then contacts and then site. Site is important. So if you don't have site is define your supplier, you can't make the PO. So site is nothing but what is something address of the supplier supplier company. Okay, what is the contact? Contacts will be useful to create the supplier portal access. And then these in the site what we are giving client BU, bill to BU, what is ship to location and bill to location, all those things. Set the bill to location to your location. Means whenever if you are procuring material, once you give your location here, means whatever location which you are defined for the BU, that location can give here. So system, when you make the PO, so once PO is approved, supplier will send the goods to your location. We can define separate ship to, separate bill to also. And address, user account. So I told right, using contact we can make create user account means this user account is the user account for supplier portal access. Okay. And agreements. Agreement means it is like a what you call bondage between your supplier with your company. So this is the agreement time like January to December, and you agreed something agreement amount, and you agreed which items you want to buy and what is the price. If you have a specific item we are buying from the specific supplier on specific price, then you go for BPA, and you have only terms and conditions. It means that whatever supplier will be supplying, I am ready to buy that, then go for CPA. In the CPA, we're not defining exclusively what items you are purchasing, what categories you are purchasing, but you are making an agreement based on terms and conditions like agreement duration and what is the agreement amount, and then what is the uh, time um, when you make a PO, how much time they are going to take to send the material. Okay, so these are difference between BP and CPA. And SSP, managed catalog, we have local catalog, information catalog, punch out catalog. So local catalog means we are defining your catalogs internally in the Oracle Cloud, and then that catalog once while creating the catalog, you can give this catalog belongs to which BU and which agreements has to be present under that and all those things. And after creation of local catalog, mandatory step is you want to head to the content zone. So content zone is important. Under the content zone, we are giving what is the BU name, and this BU once you have access,
So whatever catalog which is defined under this content zone, you can see in the SSP page. Okay, secured by, if you want to secure based on the BU, and procure to pay end-to-end case. So end-to-end case is given: create requisition with automatic purchase order, create a receipt, create invoice, create a payment. That is a P2P life cycle. So if you are thorough with this one, these things once you enter into a mind at least something, then one or two times if you go for interview, at least third or fourth time, maybe you will get the job.
Okay. Any questions?